Hey, everybody, and welcome to the show. I'm still getting stuff set up, so give me just a second. Um, my slackery knows no bounds. So, welcome to Growing Shadows. No, this isn't Growing Shadows. I'm not even on that show. I don't even know why I said that. Um, welcome to Tomes of Isolation. I don't know. Darkness, I guess. I don't know. I need to put my. Do I need my headphones? I don't think I do. I'm gonna make sure I'm coming through. Looks like I'm coming through. Am I coming through? Yeah, I'm coming through. Fantastic. Hey, so welcome to Toes of Isolation on the Quiett Gentleman page or channel. I'm Matt. I'll be your host tonight. Thanks for coming out. I'm gonna stuff some food in my mouth for real quick because I'm starving, and I did not do time management well this night. Sorry. So we're going to be doing Night Road by Choice of Games. We're like 7 chapters in, as you can tell from the screen. There's a lot going on. There's vampires and the Camarilla and Anarchs and the freaking Inquisition. There's a lot going on. It's really cool. If you haven't been here so far, you're jumping in the middle. That's cool. We're still glad you're here. There's been a lot going on. Basically, we're a vampire trying to live our vampire ways in a vampire world that is cruel and savage, really. And we're dealing with that. It's, it is what it is. So, um, we're getting through it pretty good, I guess. I don't know. We haven't terribly screwed up anything. So these choice by games, they're essentially choose your own adventure stories, and they're pretty good. They run this one runs off of the Vampire Fifth Edition system, and it works out. It gives you your whole character sheet. As you can see, I have spent some XP upping some stuff, including my animalism and my protean. I picked up some fortitude because it's nice to not take damage. And we've got some convictions here, although we are not leaning either direction anymore. We were leaning towards seek a higher purpose. Yeah, John, I feel your pain. I've actually never played a tabletop vampire game. I've only LARPed, but this definitely is this is pretty long. Like, it's a pretty solid story too. Most Call of Duty's games. So the system is really well built into the story. This is by Kyle Marcus. I don't know. He is really good at writing. There are some hiccups here and there, just because it's a choose your own adventure kind of thing. That's how it goes. But it's really solid. He is currently working on the Nosferatu storyline of this. So if you like, we're playing a Gangrel, as you can tell. That's right here. Our name is Ransom. We are non-binary. We have a dog named Moon Moon. Holy crap, my hunger is bad. I need to feed, folks. So, we're working on all of that stuff. It's been a lot of fun so far. So yeah, that's what I got. I'm trying to figure out what else I was going to say, but I don't know what it is. So, well, Dave is just fancy with his 5 years. So far we have gone to deal with Patermuster and his hospital of like weirdos. We went and dealt with I don't remember the Tremere's name. Whatever her name was, Dr. Call, NVIDIA Call. We went and dealt with her. There was some stuff going on there. And then we just got done, I think we got done dealing with whoever was out in the desert with the immigrants. I don't remember their name either, but they were Ventru. That one went badly for them. The Second Inquisition rushed in. So we have done the 3 tasks that we were given ever so long ago. And now we're heading back to speak to the prince, right? No, we're going to go talk to Julian, the douchebag, and see what he wants. So you're right, Dr. Olive Krona, which is a terrible name. I don't like it. I didn't like her as a person either. So what does that say? Sorry, I'm starving. So, let's get into chapter 7. Oh, a couple of more things. There's a Prince of Tuscon, which is where we're kind of dealing with. He is known as the Eagle Prince. I've got a bird that follows us everywhere. It's not creepy at all. Oh, you know what? I can show you these people. I forgot. I said, oh, okay, well. So this is Julian Sim. He's a child of Hakim, also known as Assamites. Assamites are like old school, like assassin-y people. They also can do some magic-y things sometimes. Yeah, That's kind of who he is. So far, he's been real shady, kind of following us around and screwing us over. He might be the reason the Inquisition has found us a couple of times. And then there's Prince Lettow. He's hot. None of these people are ugly. Not even, like, Dove is ugly, but not that hungry. Or not that ugly. Yeah. Like, I'm with you, Roxy. I had a decent lunch, but, like, I need more food. We like Prince Lettow, but we don't like the Camarilla, which he's a part of. Yeah, we've been flirting with him, though, because we're into that. There's Dove. Dove is the Seneschal, and she's kind of a dick. And that is actually what she looks like. She's part of a clan called the Nosferatu. She's kind of terrifying. This is Invidia Call. She was the Tremere Sorceress at Kiowa Xenogenetics. I don't like those words together either. This is Ellen Olive Krona. We don't like her. Oh. After the fall of Camp Scheffler, she disappeared into the bureaucracy of the U.S. government to work against the Second Inquisition. I've never had Chicken Express. Although there used to be a place here in Indianapolis that was just chicken with an exclamation mark and a smiley face. And every time we would drive by it, I would scream chicken at whoever was driving. It was one of my most loved traits. I promise. No, actually, not at all. People hated me for it. So this is Patermuster. We helped him kind of keep the hospital set. There's a Nosferatu elder called Ramirmus. I don't know what is, whatever. This is our maid, cool kid. Her name is Elena. She runs a pawn shop. She's pretty awesome. She's our ghoul. And then Agent Samantha Donati has been a pain in our butt so far. She's second in position. There's a couple other people. They're not important. They're just, their names are in here. Lampago is my sire. He's probably dead. We don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. But we're going to go back to the story. How do I go back to the story? We're going to go back there and then return to the game. All right. So that's kind of catching you up a little bit. I don't know what's coming next. I don't know how much longer we've got. It could be over tonight. I doubt that, though. They've been pretty thorough on this, and we still have to go see Stonehenge because it's one of the... Right? Donati reminds me of Jewel Rumtree, honestly. Just, she's very sturdy. She's a very sturdy woman. I would not fight that woman. Like, look at her. Like, that's, to me, in my mind, and I know that's probably not the same in your mind, Roxy, but that is what Jewel Rumtree looks like. We've got a couple other shows, which I'm sure are up on the screen, or will be soon. On Thursdays, we have two shows that rotate. Yeah, Evil Jewel Rumtree. Illuminated Pages, our Call of Cthulhu game. We're currently in Shanghai. Things have started to really unwrap about this mystery. It's kind of great. No, that's how I saw her: stacked, stern, and lesbian. Yeah. Yeah. That game has been really fun. We're playing through the Masks of Nyarlathotep story. That is coming to a point where it's going to wrap up within the next 6 months, I would expect, which is good because it's been a really fun run. It'll have run about 1.5 years, which is about what we expected. It'll be good, but that'll continue to be a Call of Cthulhu game even after that. Growing Shadows is the opposite Thursday. That's the Ninja Crusade Second Edition game. They're having some fun over there. And then on Fridays, usually I do Matt Plays. I should be doing that this Friday if I don't forget that it's Friday, like I did last week. Thanksgiving threw that all off. Should come out for all those, and then occasionally we just get a burr up our heinies and decide to stream something else. We streamed Hammerwatch not too long ago. I'm going to try and figure out how to stream Star Trek Online because I really like that game and might as well stream it if I'm going to play it. But my computer can't run that and Streamlabs at the same time because my computer is not strong enough. So I just need to put another laptop out here and chunk it in. That's a great phrase, chunk it in. But yeah, we'll be streaming some stuff, some other stuff soon. In January-ish, we have a Star Trek game coming up. We've got a big cast for that one. There's 9 players. Yeah, you should do that right after you send me your character sheet, Sean. I'm just saying, if you want to send me your character sheet. Yeah, you should definitely fire up Star Trek Online. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, but then I can't. Yeah, join us, Sean. Join us. Yeah, so I hit high levels of that game, and there's a lot of stuff to do at high levels, and it's a lot. And it's a lot. Like, I have a fleet now. Just a fleet of ships. It's a lot of ships. But it's a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun with Star Trek Online. I forgot how fun it can be. It's not I don't think it's as thorough as WoW, but it's all the lore things that I want out of Star Trek and new stuff. There's a lot of great voice acting in it. Man, I am like 15 minutes in and I have not played this game yet at all. That's fine. I'm going to keep talking. You guys don't care, do you? Do you want me to get to the game or you want me to just keep rambling about other stuff? Because I can do both. Oh, I'll let you guys ponder that one. But yeah, there's a lot of good voice acting. Like, they brought back a lot of the actors and actresses. I do have your character sheet, Roxy. It's in Drive. It's always been in Drive. It's been in Drive for perpetuity. Far back in the olden days. I don't remember what I was saying. Anyway, so there's a lot of voice actors in from Star Trek that are in it. In fact, Leonard Nimoy does almost all of the story work, and like reveals things to you as you go into areas. It's Leonard Nimoy in it is really, really cool. And then who else do we have? But like Quark is in it, so we get Armin Shimmerman. There's a lot of freaking it has been 2 years ago. Sorry. It has been there's a lot of great story work and voice acting done in it. And so there's stuff from Discovery and from the original series, a lot of Mirror Universe story stuff, a lot of Discovery stuff that kind of comes in too, which also involves Mirror Universe stuff. Sorry if that's a spoiler. But it's really solid. It revolves around some of the things that they touch on in Picard. Just the idea that Romulus is gone, and what you have to deal with there. But it's really good. It's really solid. It takes place in 2409, so it's even after when Picard is. So Emperor Sela is in it. So Emperor Sela is Denise Crosby played Tasha Yar. Tasha Yar through time travel ended up back in the past and then captured by the Romulans and then had a child with a Romulan commander, and that Romulan human became a commander in the Romulan Star Empire, and eventually became Emperor Sela. So they still have Denise Crosby, who ironically quit. She still came back and is doing voice acting for it. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in it. It's really pretty good. I enjoy it quite a bit. And it's far enough in the future that they get to introduce new ship types that don't make any sense, but they look cool. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I picked up, when you get to high levels, you get to pick up tier 6 fleet ships from the Mirror Universe. So I've got my very first one. It was some sort of strike escort. It's really cool. But now I have a Sovereign class Mirror Universe ship, and I'm really excited about that. Real quick, I'm going to do a couple more announcements, and then we'll get right into the game. Right into the game, 20 minutes late. No, we'll get into the game. So on the 12th and the 19th of this month, we are doing our Savage Christmas story. It will be a Fate game revolving around the kidnapping of Santa and then all of the evil creatures that revolve around Christmas coming to save him, because without him, they can't exist either. So that will be coming up on the 12th and the 19th. That'll run noon Central Time till around 3 Central Time both days. Right now we've got nobody, or no, all brand new players. So it'll be my cousin John, who's played with me on other stuff, and he'll be on the Star Trek game. My roommate Justine, who has not played on anything and won't be on the Star Trek game. We've got a good friend of mine, Jen Brazos, who is on Penny for a Tale, and she plays D&D over there. She does a lot of costuming stuff. She's pretty awesome. And then we've got Tentacle Greg, whose name I actually don't know, and we probably ought to get that information from him. But he is a big fan of the show, and he has been over on Discord. So just if you want to play with us, and you're like, how do I do that? Get over on the Discord. We put up calls for people to play when we need them. And we'll run a one shot that way, and you should definitely check it out, because that's a great way to get on the show. Greg Amora. I couldn't think of his last name. I just knew Tentacle Greg. I just like tentacles. Let that one simmer for a second. So yeah, that's kind of what we got going on. Come out for those shows. Come out Thursday. This Thursday is Illuminated Page. I'm having more food. Sorry, guys. But these mini muffins are delicious. Come on out on Thursday. Join us for that. Come out on the 12th and the 19th. Join us for a Savage Christmas. I know we have artwork for it, but I didn't load it up because I'm a slacker. But it'll be fun. Roxy's already working on that stuff on the back end. And yeah, it should be a good time. So let's go ahead and get into the game. Chapter 7, Halfway to Dawn. Hey, actually, real quick before we... I'm sorry, we were so close. Before we get into this, I'm still doing Extra Life. Wait, nope, that's not life. There we go. I'm still doing Extra Life, so you can still go over there and donate. There are benefits for the Illuminated Page show. There are benefits for other things you can donate. So if you want me to run a game for you, you can go right over there and do it. We don't have to stream it. We can just have fun over Zoom or Discord or whatever we decide to use. I will tell you, at this point in time, I'm not going to do it in person, even if you live in Indianapolis, just because it's scary out there. But I will Zoom or Discord it. And if you want to pay for it now and wait until vaccine's available, I'd be happy to run it in person. So check that out. All the money donated goes to Extra Life, directly to Extra Life. Extra Life supports the Children's Network hospitals. The one here in Indianapolis is Riley. Riley Children's Hospital has been pretty important in my life. I've got people that I wouldn't have around had it not been for Riley. So I love Riley. I love what they do. They just always use a little more help. So if you have any money that you can throw at it, today is Giving Tuesday, which comes after Cyber Monday in the weird 16-day holiday of Thanksgiving, I guess. But today is Giving Tuesday, so now would be a pretty ironic day to do it, which is why you should do it right now. And then we'll get into the game. I'm going to eat this muffin. I'm going to make sure I'm sitting on camera, too. I am. Okay, cool. This first sentence makes me hate Julian a little more. Julian is wearing a Nicolas Cage dragon shirt under a zip-up glitch hoodie with the Rebel Alliance logo from Star Wars. Wow, Ransom, the Manu Hakim says. Did you finally settle down? Where's the hubby? Why don't you give me a beer and we can talk about football and quote some Bible verses at each other? We bought a house. He's wearing a Nicolas Cage shirt. Like, he already has really suspect decisions. Nice, Fisker. Can I have one? Never hurts to ask. I'm not nice, Fisker. What's a Fisker? Did I miss something? Where's a Fisker? What is a Fisker? Oh, it's a luxury car. Cool. Are we going on another caper? I honestly wouldn't mind a caper right now. I work for the Camarilla now. Julian, leave me alone. You're exactly right, John. 100% right. I've been turning over my thoughts about Julian for a while. I cross the parking lot and take his hand. I missed you, Julian. Oh, that's going to improve our Julian relationship. I'm not supposed to flirt with him, am I, Roxy? Oh, you're doing dishes. I got flirt questions. What do you guys think? I like I like number 1, maybe, I guess. Yeah, I figured that's what you were gonna say, Amanda. The Moon Crow. So, what do you guys think? Fisker? We should ask for a Fisker, or do we want to go on a caper? I'm trying to stay hydrated too. And that might help with this hunger. Capper? Capper? Oh, Sean. Oh, your fingers are talking faster than your brain. That's cool. All right. Yeah, I don't want to go on a caper with him. He's like, we're just gonna ask for a Fisker. If things go according to plan, I'll get you a whole fleet, Julian says, and someone to drive it so you can ride in style. But first, I need to thank you for the last job you did. My delivery? That silver knife has caused more trouble for my enemies than a whole pack of thralls could, Julian says. First, it distracted Jasper Knowles so he couldn't find me while I was in Denver. Then Prince Lettow's enforcer, Dove, spent 2 weeks hassling you, your thrall, instead of bothering me. And then you drove it out to the airfield in the middle of no. We didn't go to the airfield. Because they jumped us back and made us redo a part of the chapter last time. And we didn't go to the airfield. It's like this story is messing with my brain. Yeah, and it unretconned it. That's so weird. Anyway, I don't know. Whatever. Fine. And then you drove it out to that airfield in the middle of nowhere. Sorry you got into trouble there, but it's not like you ever needed to succeed. I don't know who grabbed it in the end, but it's still causing trouble. Motherfucker, you almost got me destroyed. So what does it do? I'm no expert in magic knives, but I'm curious. But who destroyed the usurper? It's not like I feel bad for Knowles, but he was conducting hideous experiments on Kindred. He was conducting hideous experiments on Kindred, but I still don't see the full picture. I like the third one because I want to know who killed Jasper Knowles. I have a feeling it was Julian. I really feel like it was Julian. Water. Psh. I'll drink my Diet Coke and my knockoff Gatorade. Nightbot. First, stop saying destroyed in public. It's a masquerade violation. And a little louder now. We can't let anyone know we're vampires. Second, well, shit. After all we've been through, I guess you deserve to know the truth. I called it. I just called it. I killed Jasper Knowles. A professional rivalry? I'm no sorcerer, and I will never understand why they are so cruel to their fellow scholars. For his crimes, the Tremere are given relatively free rein, but torturing Nosferatu until they turn into whites is definitely outside whatever laws bind them to the Camarilla. For his books of sorcery, many sorcerers are greedy and small-minded instead of focusing on the true benefits that their power can bring. An ideological dispute. Sorcerers are constantly falling into doctrinal squabbles instead of using their powers to make their lives better. I don't think it was for crimes. I don't want to ask about that. I'm thinking 3 or 4. You should definitely follow us on Twitter. That's twitter.com/Quiett Gentleman. It's 2 T's and quiet because we're extra. What do you guys think? 3 or 4? Or another one? Three? Three? Okay, it's supposed to be there. 2? You think so? Yeah, let's do 2. That's fine. Well, you and I have a complicated relationship to crimes, don't we, Ransom? But yes, I suppose so. I may not be much of a vampire, but I'm still a child of Hakim, and our work is to judge the unrighteous. Which is really just a nice way of saying we like to kill people and claim we were right to begin with. There's the strange gleam in Julian's eyes again. Some nights it's like Julian Sim couldn't be a worse representation of his religion or the larger cultural complex that surrounds and sustains the clan Banu Hakim. And some nights your old friend looks like the angel of death. What are you really planning, Julian? How involved am I already? Because I'm getting nervous. Do you really believe in all that? I'm not sure I ever did, and I've never been able to square Julian's piety with the rest of him. I won't be involved in any part of Jasper Knoll's work if he was really if he really was a monster like that. Why don't you tell me more about your plans? I'm just collecting information to hand to Prince Lettow. We can finish this discussion back at my bungalow if you'd like. Kinda okay. I like number 5. Number 5. What do you guys think? Was there a big delay tonight? I can't tell. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to go with number 5. Julian's eyes glitter with sudden need, but then he forces himself to take a step back. I hear you have a little house in the burbs, he says. He's smiling, and you can tell he's tempted, but not willing to commit. He makes himself return to the subject at hand. Well, you weren't able to get me St. Basil's hospital or access to Camp Scheffler's data on the blood trade, Julian says. Nonetheless, I have had to forge my own path. I retrieved copies of Camp Scheffler's data for my own use, and I've taken over a few smaller hospitals. But why, you ask? Because I'm going to replace the Masquerade with something else, piece by piece, so slowly that no one notices until it's happened. Julian says, the old ways of hiding before the First Inquisition prevented humans from understanding. The Masquerade prevents them from knowing. I'll prevent them from caring. Well, that's really jaded. You're already halfway there. People don't care about much. To their discredit, mortals are a little better than we are. How? Mind control? That's the only thing that knocks humans into line. That or threats. Both work fairly well, though. You can't change human nature, Julian, or vampire nature. The Camarilla accepts that this is the way it's going to be, and they're probably right. Okay, how? Whatever is planned, Julian is right that the Masquerade, all the traditions, can't keep up with the modern world. I don't like that one. Dude is a little cray-cray. You're not wrong. I'm going to go with the first one. They don't, Julian says, but they care about stories. Stories? The first time I saw the US as a real place, not just a film set or on the other side of my TV, was the Rodney King riots. I barely spoke English then, but wasn't that amazing? People saw what was happening right in front of them, cops beating the shit out of some guy, and they didn't believe. Did you understand the power of that? When it happened, the revelation it represented? Before you can answer, Julian bangs on the hood of his Fisker and says, "All people want is a fucking story, Ransom. Not the truth, not an ideology. They want to know who the main character is. TV told us that as kids, cops, doctors, the rich, those are the people who matter. Even if they're bad, they're the ones who with the point of view. If you control the point of view, you matter, and that's it." Wow, dude is so jaded. Oh, so what? You're going to tell our story, make us seem like heroes? Could that actually work? It's an impressive idea. No, it's not. I'm not sure I want to be like the cops who beat up that guy on video and got away with it. Julian, every time the camera tried to do anything with media except cover our existence, it blew up in their faces. You're repeating an old mistake. This is just an excuse to write more of that horrible erotic vampire novels. Be honest. They didn't even make money. I'm going with number 3. I kind of want to go with number 4, but I really need to go with number 3 to push the story forward the way I want it to go. All right, okay, you talked me into it. Number 4. That wasn't me just screwing around, Ransom, Julian says. I was testing the waters, and it worked. Until the fool who used to run Tucson stopped me. I was shaping how people understood us, without them even knowing we were real. Look, here's what I mean. You turn on the TV, and there's a show about rich assholes and their terrible people, but it's about them, right? Bad Louisiana accents. Oh, True Blood. Yeah. The story is about them, so the real world, starts to become about them. We need to make the story of the world about us. Yeah, you missed a lot, Roxy. There were questions about flirting, and you were nowhere to be found. Amanda had to step in and save us. We need to start making the through influence and manipulation and art and a bit of good old fashioned mind control. She did do good. We need to make a new point of view, a new eye through which the mortals view the world. They can't understand it's us at first, but eventually they'll understand. And they'll love us because the eye through which they see the world, it's us. Florida's good, Julian. Yeah, no, that's yeah. But to even begin this project, I need 3 things: data, influence, and an experimental subject. Well, 4 things: data, influence, and an experimental subject, and no sorcerers conducting unholy experiments using research I need. For a moment, he burns with an aura of righteousness, but then Julian turns back into the code rat as he digs the toe of his sneaker into the ground and glances uncomfortably at you. But there's another reason I got rid of Jasper Knowles, the Banu Hakim says uncomfortably. He knew Ayla. November, oh good, we're back in time. November 1918. Dear God, you're still with us? The warlock jumps to his feet at the little outdoor cafe, rattling the teacups. As you emerge from the desert just behind the Gangrel pilot. And who is this? The warlock asks, switching from English to French. Excuse me, where are my manners? I'm Jasper Knowles, gentleman magician. He bows, awkward in his desert robes. And Lettow, oh, you look shorter without your airplane. Oh. Well, there's some connections. I lost it in the desert, the Gangrel says, but I made a friend. He isn't like the Outlanders you met before in your long life, but you can't help but think. Lettow of Braclaw is sophisticated without being pompous, charming without being cloying, but perhaps you're just not thinking clearly because you've walked across half the Sahara with him after your plane crashed, and because you're almost mad with hunger. And who is your friend? Jasper asks. This is Ayla of Clan Banu Hakim. An enemy, our enemy. Except I have news, my outlander friend. I just got news from the Dove of Maudras. She sent it via radio. What a brave new world we've entered of instantaneous communication. Did you ever think we'd see it? Anyway, the war is over, and it's over almost everywhere now. I think though news still travels by donkey cart in some places. I'm sure that will all change, though, in this century. He looks at you. I'm afraid you've lost, young lady, or at least the Ottomans have lost. How will the Assamites adapt, I wonder? Wow, this is interesting. Ransom, are you still with us? Morocco fades away, replaced by Arizona. Ayla's thoughts withdraw, vanishing deep into your marrow, where they linger like a dull ache in your bones. Did Jasper tell Prince Lettow? If Lettow knows what I did to Ayla, the traditions dictate my destruction, which is a bummer because I like the traditions. We need to figure out who knows and stop them by any means necessary. I need to quit leaning that way. We should never have done what we did. What's past is past. What are we going to do about this tonight and tomorrow night? I like number 2. You like 3? You feel like we shouldn't have done what we did? I don't like to feel guilt. 3 or 4? Yeah, I like 4. I like 4 a lot more. I have a few ideas, Julian says. In fact, I have a lot of ideas. You've helped me out a bit these past few weeks, Ransom, but there's more to be done. The Camarilla trust you, and they're going to need your help. Second Inquisition wants the Camarilla gone from the southwest, and they have the power to do it. You need to understand. Every Cainite needs to understand. The Masquerade is breaking down. Do you think it can last until the end of this century? I think about the future too, and I know the Masquerade can't last, but what can replace it? And what can we do? We're just neonates. I don't care about the end of the century, Julian. I care about finding enough blood and gas for the next week or 2. You have no faith in the Camarilla. It's whether the First Inquisition, the rise of surveillance state, and worse. No, its traditions can change and it can endure. If you have an idea that puts us on top, I'm in, even if it gets ugly. Oh, I like 1 or 2. I like 1 or 2. I really like 2. Grace Baptist. Yeah. Baptist guilt. That kind of stuff. Yeah. Wow. I'm sorry, guys. I did not see that you guys were texting me and everything. I was trying to get started. That's my bad. You're lying to yourself, Julian snaps. What when that monster embraced you, you understood that you could live forever. Well, forever is coming, and it's not going to be like tonight. He holds up his smartphone, takes a selfie with you and your BMW, uploads it to God knows where. Soon the whole world will be visible to everyone, all the time. Barring apocalypse, this is inevitable. Barring the werewolf happening. Barring apocalypse, this is inevitable. We can't hide because there will be no place to hide. We must act. We must seize the narrative, seize every one of these digital windows, and tell people the story about what they see. They will know the facts, and we will tell them what it means. Only then can we survive. So you can quit being a neonate with generally just age. So eventually you become old enough that you're considered an ancille, I think is how it's pronounced. I've never actually heard it pronounced. And they're just considered like not freaking dumb is really what it comes down to. And then after ancille, I think you become like an early elder. I don't remember what it's called. I'm looking it up. Yeah, so you become an Ancilla, and eventually, wow, that's really terrible. You become an elder. So it's just about age, and Ancilla typically run about 100 years. I mean, yeah, absolutely, John. That's exactly what you have to put there. So, Roxy, what Diablerie actually does is, and we'll look at our character sheet real quick because I want to explain this because I like explaining this stuff. So, you'll notice that we're 11th generation. So, this system runs on the concept that Cain is the original vampire. And so, Cain embraced people and they became the first generation after Cain. And then you keep going and going and going. And so my character is 11 steps from Cain. And I'm weaker than those that are 10 steps and 8, 9, and 8, so on and so forth. But through Diablerie, I can lower my generation hypothetically. Yeah, yeah. David's saying pretty much the same thing with less words, because But essentially, you can be an elder and just be stupid old and still be like 11th generation, or you can be an elder and be like 5th generation and then be stupid old and stupid powerful, or you can hypothetically be embraced by a 4th generation and be 5th generation, or Diablerie your way down and have been like embraced like last year. So neonate is more about the concept that they're new to being a vampire. In the first 100 years, some vampires are held under their sire's accounting for that long. Like a lot of the Ventru and Lasombra in story would like embrace, and then you would have to hang out with them and learn for 100 years or 50 years or a long freaking time. So yeah, it there's a lot of confusing terms because they're used different ways, and that's part of the point though, is that you can be a neonate and still be really old, or and still be really powerful. It doesn't it's very hiding what you do, or what you can do. So the fact that I'm 11th generation means I can't be as powerful as some, but I still can pick up as many disciplines as I want depending on XP. I'm really concerned about this hunger. We need to feed. Okay. Soon the world, blah, barring the apocalypse. There we go. He reaches into his clear raincoat and hands you some plastic one-use contact cards. They say 2001 company. There's no actual address, only a Dropbox location. I'll be in touch, he says, before getting back into his Fisker Karma. As the sports car's lights disappear, a flicker of movement near your BMW catches your eyes. Rigga, Prince Lettow's eagle, has landed almost within reach. She studies you with the godlike arrogance of a bird of prey, then flaps away when Moon lopes towards her. She settles again a moment later. It looks like you're being summoned to the Viper. Good, I need the money. Time to get to work spying for Julian or whatever it is he wants. Lettow has done well by me so far. I won't let my guard down, but I head out. I hate the nest of liars and parasites at the Camarilla Elysium. I stall for as long as I can. I'm going to go with 1 or 3. Those are my 2 options. I'm not spying for Julian because screw Julian and his crazy ass plan. Every Elysium is dangerous, but Prince Lettow seems to enforce something that resembles a coherent system of laws. You hop in your BMW, watch Rigga for a moment to make sure she's taking you to the Viper, then speed off. Not for the Viper, but for the Covenant pawn shop. I just said I was going to freaking... Why would I go get Elena? Okay, whatever. Once you have Elena, you head for Lettow's nightclub. The Viper sucks, Elena complains from the passenger seat of your BMW. They play old people music. And my dead brother's ex-boyfriend's ex-girlfriend runs drugs out of the bathroom. The fucking bird won't leave me alone unless I show up. Unless I at least show up. This place is going to be ugly, Elena. I know you've seen some shit, but these are kindred. Just stay cool and don't say too much. The laws that govern our kind are complex and I don't want trouble. Consider it a business opportunity. I know I always do. I like 1 or 4. I like 2 a little bit too. I don't like 3. What do you guys think? 4? 4? Not 4 it is. Look at you guys. We don't all have to sit at a little ghouls table while the adults do the real negotiating, right? Elena says, if that's the case, I'm just going to go dance. Your ghoul keeps talking to hide her nervous energy. As you turn into the parking lot, she keeps shifting her red leather jacket. How's my camera doing? Sorry, I'm super distracted tonight. There we go. Around on her shoulders, to show different levels of her H.R. Geiger tattoos, trying to gauge just the right amount of skin to show off. You get valet parking at this time, and there's someone specifically tasked with feeding and walking your Lobo because wolves aren't allowed on the dance floor. But the swole guy in the Ed Hardy shirt you've seen before looks haunted. You don't think he's a blood doll, so it's not like he's anemic, but his face looks gray and tired, like he's been up for nights. You wonder if you're even allowed through the glass-lined VIP entrance, but the bouncer just waves you in. You could get used to this. The crowd on the dance floor is oddly subdued, as if some malaise pouring down from above has infected the mortals. The music is still pounding, and the crowd towards the middle of the dance floor is a blur of limbs and sweat. I love this song, Elena shouts. My grandparents got married to it back in the old country. She disappears, slam dancing to climb ties and forcing people to dodge her fists. Another young woman zeroes in on Elena, her expression focused, though not exactly predatory. You're sure you've seen her before, but you can't place where. Still, what are the odds? Oh, really? Let me kick that up again and adjust back here. Is that, I should be coming in on the right thing. Let me make sure that I'm on the right, Is that better, Roxy? Because I think I was on the wrong mic, but maybe I wasn't. Who knows? You're going to let me know. Gotta bring this back up. Okay, no, I think I was on the wrong mic and I kicked the levels up again. I also don't have the mic pointed exactly the same way and whatever. It's all, it's all adjusting. And I wasn't quite hitting yellow, which is where I normally hit, so it's probably better. I love this song, Another Woman. Still, what are the odds a young Malaysian woman would be here and recognize Elena on sight? She has to be Julian's contact. Is there another name on one of the cards Julian gave you? Here it is, Nadia. The upstairs Elysium is crowded with vampires and retainers whispering to each other in worried tones. You don't see the Eagle Prince. Riga circles overhead, then perches on one of the cacti that covers the hidden roof of the Viper. You're late. Dove, Prince Lettow's Nosferatu second in command, is studying the stars through the cacti, as the city lights up here are dim through whatever sorcery has touched this place. She's wearing rough old leather over her powerful physique, like what a motorcycle courier would have worn just after they invented motorcycles. Dove's skull-like face is always ugly, but you can see marks of recent and incomplete regeneration. She was burned by fire or sunlight and hasn't finished repairing herself. Only because I didn't want to come. What happened to you? The Nosferatu has never done me wrong, and I'd rather not see her hurt. The vibe here is bad. What's wrong? I'm not exactly Camarilla, but the Viper is becoming home away from home. I don't want to lose it. Lettow is my boss, Dove. And you are extra special, but not my boss, so back off. Are we under attack? I want answers from Dove before what I don't know gets me destroyed. Oh, yeah. Yes, Theron Dompers. I'm assuming is how you were going to pronounce that. Or the random purrs. You like 3? I like 3 too, yeah. That's a solid call. You like 5. I think we're asking the same thing on those two. It's just a matter of, yeah. I'm going to go with 3. Fires of the Inquisition, child, Dove says. Not even Lettow is so old he saw the last one. But we're going to see this one. Then the Nosferatu's eyes follow a maroon Toyota AE86 as it wheezes into the parking lot. The random purrs. The randompers. The rando mpers. Somewhere someone is just glaring at me up through their screen. It's fine. Toyota. Carlos hops out and runs around to the passenger door. He and the guy in the Ed Hardy shirt try to hope a third man. The random purrs. I'm really good at being a butt. It's a skill I have honed over years and years of work. Trying to help a third man out, but he's obviously dead. You recognize the third man. He's one of Tucson's ghoul couriers. He drives or drove a yellow Chevy Nova SS, and now he's dead. Carlos joins you and Dove on the roof a minute later. He's wearing a cheap suit smeared with blood. That's good. Looking at the suit, Dove asks her Ghoul, how was internal affairs? Part of why the Ivory Tower has been so successful is its control over mortal institutions like the police. The Ghoul shakes his head. I'm suspended with pay. They're everywhere, Dove. And my contacts in Seattle are gone. Do you know what that means for the blood trade? It means, oh, shit, is this fella still walking around? Why aren't you dead yet, Ransom? Everyone else is. Carlos, go find Prince Lettow, Dove says. The Ghoul blanches, but does as he's told. And you, Dove says, rounding on you, would you like to know how or who here at the Viper works for the Second Inquisition? I mean, yeah, obviously. Because I sure like to fucking know, Dove says. Someone deleted all the records in our monitoring station. She slouches against the railing, then stands up military straight when she sees you looking at her. The SI has spies everywhere, Ransom, she says. I thought it was you, but Lettow vouches for your honesty, if not your integrity. I respect Prince Lettow, but he's too open. He holds to the old ways that the Camarilla used to have before the Beckoning called most of our elders away and everything went to shit. He tolerates anarchs. He works with fringers like you, and not just out of desperation. How can he let people pass in and out in a time of war? The Viper's a cash cow, Dove. He needs a dance hall or he runs out of money, and good princes don't last long. It's that simple. You're right, it's unsafe, but what do you expect me to do? You really shouldn't question your prince, Dove. Maybe he's not cut out for this sort of thing. Lettow is hard. I don't think he is. I don't think he's SI. I think he's still not. He's not Camarillo. I think he's just an anarch with crazy ideas. Lettow is right to try reopening the Camarilla. It'll grow frail and useless if it's just a country club for the vampire elite. I like 2. What do you guys like? I also like orange, not quite Gatorade. Orange sport drink. Ooh, that's got some tang. 2 it is. 2. I expect you to do what I tell you. And catch spies, you act? ask. I mean, maybe you're Julian's spy, but not the Second Inquisition's. You're not Cameron Ransom, and you're not hunting for spies, Dove says. Don't get confused. You're a fresh set of eyes. Use them. With a bit of luck and no mistakes, we won't all be fleeing to Seattle this time next month. Seattle, I've heard something about it being the center of the blood trade, a sort of land of opportunity. Maybe Dove knows more. Are you looking to leave? I sometimes wonder where I could break for if the local Camarilla inevitably betrays me. I know I'm not, but the story doesn't know that. I won't make mistakes. No panic flights to Seattle for us. I'm determined to impress the Camarilla types. I like number 1 or number 2, but not number 3. What do you guys think? Number two. Wait, number 1? Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. Number 1, number 2. We're going to go with the random purrs. I'm looking to drive again, Dove says. I offered to drive to Seattle, tell Prince Cross about why the blood that normally flows through Tucson from Camp Scheffler isn't arriving. But Prince Lettow says it's too dangerous, so I'm trapped here. Some nights I just want to get in my Chrysler and drive west. I wouldn't stop until I hit San Francisco. I hear San Francisco is nice. But we can't do that, can we? Find the spy, Ransom. There are only a few dozen people up here in the Elysium, but the Viper sprawls like a medieval castle. And even with the mood subdued, there are hundreds of people downstairs. You wonder how to approach this investigation and how you can exploit any information you find. One thing is for sure, the SI is getting dangerous, and if you don't find any clues, the spy will escape with information about the local kindred, including you. Letting that information leave the Viper is a clear violation of the Masquerade. I tell Cameron about Nadia. That will permanently alienate Julian. I know you guys already like that one. But earn the Camarilla's loyalty. Dove, I need access to the Viper's records. I can use my education to analyze expense reports for discrepancies. I'm pretty good at intelligence and academics. I hit the dance floor, keep my wits about me to avoid trouble, and just try to be aware of the general vibe. I've followed bad vibes to the source of trouble before. My wits and awareness aren't bad. This calls for a systematic and intelligent investigation of the physical environments of the Elysium. I use my brain and analyze the rooftop for clues. That's exactly what it is. It's a off-brand car. It's time to charm the Elysium goers. It shouldn't be hard to stay on my best behavior and make small talk. If I can persuade them to like me, I can overhear something useful and damning. Alina and I head outside, flash some money around, and lean on the grifters and lowlifes until someone tells us something useful. Choose wisely. Thanks, John. What's my wits awareness? My wits is crap. Never mind. I know that my manipulation and my charisma are crap. So, investigation or academics? My academics is better. I'm going to go with 2. Because it is best, stats-wise. I have one more dot in academics than I do in investigation. The Nosferatu hesitates for a moment, then says, fine, let's talk to Alexander in his office. You track down Prince Lettow's ancient ghoul Alexander, who permits you access to the Viper's public records so long as nothing leaves his office. After an hour of meticulous searching and organization, followed by another hour of Alexander's old-fashioned calculator, you uncover a consistent discrepancy every Monday and Thursday. Who works the till on Viper Mondays and Thursdays, you ask Alexander. Lana, Alexander says, Retainer to Bridget, the Ventru. Good woman, ran into some trouble with Victor, a wholesaler in Tucson, a while back. But now she's out of trouble, scot-free, or Irish-free. It's a pun, since Bridget is Irish. He smiles, revealing his great teeth. I love and hate Alexander. You slide the ledger across the table to Alexander. Well, shit, the old ghoul says. Maybe not. We're bringing all this to Dove. Dove is impressed by your work and thanks you. It's not like you caught the spy. If there even is a single Second Inquisition spy operating at the Viper, but you removed one source of suspicion and got rid of a compromised employee and saved the Viper some money. As midnight approaches, Prince Lettow has yet to make his appearance, though Carlos has notified him of your arrival. Dove talks with the other kindred, who are worried about a courier who is now 2 nights late. Alina has vanished again, this time to strike up conversation with potential suppliers. Now we're going to go with intelligence and investigation. The physical environments, the physical... right? Well, shit. You catch all sorts of whispered gossip as you cross the rooftop garden. Camp Scheffler? Gone. The Outlander courier had something to do with it. I heard the Russians helped the SI burn it down. That's ridiculous. There's no such thing as Russia. There's no such thing as Do they not believe in Russia? Whatever. What about Flagstaff? No one knows. That degenerate from Mexico City got destroyed, but no one knows if it was the SI or... The rooftop is in constant motion as vampire ghouls and blood dolls swirl around each other or head up from or down to the dance floor. You make just enough conversation to avoid suspicion, then go to the Sherlock Holmes business, looking for hiding spots, mysterious stains. Blood isn't suspicious, but ink can be, or odd damage to the structure. You can't find anything interesting up here, so you head down to the private glass box that overlooks the dance floor, where Prince Lettow once let you pick up some new clothes. It's deserted. It's refrigerator locked. I mean, Australia doesn't exist. It's a made up place. It's a different refrigerator. Now if you're being honest with yourself, you torn a fridge apart to get at bagged blood. Who hasn't? But something about the refrigerator strikes you as odd. You try to move it out, but it's bolted into place. You shine your phone's light into the gap between the back of the refrigerator and the wall, and is that some sort of hatch? You stick your phone in and take a picture, and then you look at the picture. There's a little cabinet that leads from the wall to the back of the fridge. It looks like a dumbwaiter. Lettow wouldn't waste time with a system like that, but a smuggler might. You file the information away. It's the hour when nightclubs get a little crazy. Dove and Carlos deal with a few mundane crises, blood explosives, then watch the streets from the rooftop, their expression blank. Whoever was supposed to arrive tonight isn't coming. Alina has slipped upstairs to the Elysium. She watches the worried, servile faces of the other ghouls, her expression unreadable behind railway glasses. What's my manipulation streetwise? My wits awareness and charisma persuasion. My streetwise is 1. Persuasion's 1. My awareness is 3. My manipulation, bad. My wits is bad. I don't remember what the other one was. My charisma's bad. So my awareness is going to be my best roll here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. Fledgling and neonate kindred circulate the walls. Though not allowed to feed here, they congregate at the edge of the dance floor to exchange gossip. Has anyone heard about what happened in Phoenix? I got a friend there. I think it's safe. That Bruja, the one who got driven out by the last prince, made some kind of deal, and now everyone's lying low. Has anyone heard from Dallas? Just from what you see on the news, all the houses on fire. It's quiet for the Viper, but that still means the dance floor is a cacophony of industrial beats and thrashing limbs. You edge around the dance floor and try and push past the mood of vague worry to find something interesting. You have to spend your time feeling out the Viper. Inevitably, you follow a few false leads. Bad moods, frayed tempers, and anxious looks lead you to investigate fights, breakups, and a couple low-level hustlers. You keep looking around. Hours pass, but you know you're making progress. There's a kind of sound that conspiracy makes, and you can hear it, like a transformer buzzing outside a cheap apartment. You head downstairs to some of the Viper's private rooms. You've followed all kinds of strange people moving in and out of one room. Finally, you press your ear up against one wall and listen. You can run everything out of the parking lot, a woman's voice said. Sam's dead, so now Sam's dead, a man's deep voice says. He just died in the parking lot, man. Pay attention. Miguel's dead too, or at least he never came back from a job. The whole security staff here is getting bumped off. That's fucked up. But it's good for us. Won't the Roadrunner take a cut? The man asks. Not anymore. They've gone legitimate, upmarket. They sell painkillers straight to hospitals and private clinics now, and we sell them here. They step into the shadows as a man and a woman. You step into the shadows as a man and woman emerge from the private room. The woman carries a plastic case you recognize from St. Basil's Hospital, used to transport prescription-strength painkillers, though she scraped the logo off the front. Interesting. There's a ripple of excitement from the kindred when Alexander appears and speaks with Dove. Rumor has it, Lettow will appear soon. It's time to decide what you want to do with what you've discovered. The dumbwaiter behind the fridge that you're sure isn't supposed to be there. I let Dove know. I let Dove know, but I want money. I let Julian's contacts know about all the security issues. Dove isn't getting anything from me. One day this Elysium is going to burn, and now I know what security holes the kill teams are going to use. I want to get paid, or I don't want to get paid is really the question here. What do you guys think? Get paid? I think that's a solid choice. You hint at that what you know and make it clear what interests you. Once you convince Dove that you really do know some useful information, Nosferatu orders Alexander to fetch you $2,000. Everyone ends up waiting another hour for Lettow to appear. Then, there's a flutter of nervous excitement as someone else appears at the steps, but it's just Dove, carrying a blood-dotted backpack. Who still has a phone, she says. I said, who has a phone? A few people hold up their flip phones. Someone has a Samsung Galaxy. Throw them out, Dove says. We're done with phones. That's how they tracked our last couriers. Our tricks don't work anymore. She starts working through the crowd. You and Alina are in the back. Bummer, I tossed my phone. I don't want to get hunted down. I'm starting to trust the Camarilla to look out for my safety as long as I'm useful and don't run my mouth. I hand over my phone before SI can track me down. These Camarilla pricks, I toss my phone, but I give Dove my opinion on her heavy-handed tactics. I was smart enough to hide my phone somewhere nearby. I shouldn't draw the SI towards the Viper, but away from me. I need my phone. I keep it and stay cool, and so I can lie to Dove. What's my clandestine? It's a 1. That's not terrible. It's definitely better than my command is subterfuge. I don't know. Do we just toss the phone or not? I feel like Julian is tracking us with the fucking phones. I don't know that I need it. I'm going to go with 2. This is bullshit, Alina tells Dove. Unlike the rest of you, I have a real job. Use a landline. Dove tells your retainer. You got a rotary phone I can plug in, Grandma. You got a rotary phone I can plug in, Grandma? Alina says, but she tosses her iPhone and her burner. You follow suit, or your phone follows. Once all the phones are collected, Prince Lettow finally ascends to the rooftop Elysium. Despite the aura of fear that pervades the Viper, the prince is immaculate. Of course he is. He strides confidently past you and Alina, not even looking your way. He wears a white cotton suit, his unruly blonde hair pulled back by black ribbon. Two armadillos. I'm sorry, what? Two armadillos follow him as he works the crowd, comforting the sincerely worried kindred and hangers on. He just has armadillos with him? I don't know why, but just the prince rolling into Elysium with a couple of armadillos. Then he spends a few minutes talking to Dove. His eyes are fixed on the eastern horizon, though Dove looks west towards the highway. He finally notices you. His gray eyes are calm and steady. It's like none of the worry that pervades Tucson is allowed to touch its prince. Come with me, Ransom. Leprosy? He says we have to discuss Julian Sim. Well, where's leprosy coming from, Roxy? I need to understand this. Do armadillos carry leprosy? Is that a real thing? Like koalas and syphilis? Shut up, Tiger King. Where did you learn about armadillos? Is it really the Tiger King where we learned about armadillos and leprosy? Is it really a thing? Are you guys just messing with me? Because if you are, I'm fine with that. Oh, should have known better. It's a Texas thing. Oh, shit. No. Okay. Things I didn't know. Armadillos can carry leprosy. Just like koalas. Most koalas have syphilis. That's great. Okay. So, like, are you guys afraid of armadillos? Like, what is going on down in Texas way? You got giant-ass rats. And now you got leprosy armadillos. Like, are you safe? Are y'all safe? Welcome. Well, I mean, we do have a spider that hides under things that if it bites you, your flesh just, like, necrotizes away. And that's just normal here. Wait, David, I'm sorry, what can jump over fences? Armadillos can jump over 6-foot fences? Okay. So, John and Roxy, when I came to visit you, things you should have told me. Yeah, Trash Panda territory is a lot better. They'll come steal your cat food, but they won't jump the fence. They'll climb the fence, but that's a whole other thing. Actually, the raccoons in our camping grounds are terrifying, and I mean terrifying. Like, they will fight you for that trash, and they will win. They knife people. I'm pretty sure trash pandas will knife you. All right. Well, I learned something about armadillos. Well, I guess you can jump a fence, but can you jump a car? Nope. Okay. Whew. It's not like any muscle shows up to move you along. Lettow doesn't need it. He just waves you through the glass box overlooking the dance floor to a short hallway lined with iron gates. Oh, Confused and uncertain, Alina moves to follow, but Dove stops her. A gate opens and Alexander steps through. He bows to the prince. Where is he? Lettow says. He escaped, sir, but is not done yet, and the Malkavians may find him yet. I want the spy brought in for questioning, or failing that, destroyed outright. Lettow says, not showing any irritation. You sent the lunatics? Alexander flinches like a slapped dog. Ransom worked hard to discover how he was transmitting messages right outside this hallway. You have wasted their time and mine. I'm most sorry. Go back upstairs and tell Dove that the spy has escaped. Lettow tells his ghoul, do not tell her that it was because you sent lunatics instead of the old prince's childer. The hallway ends in double doors that open on the Eagle Prince's private office. Make yourself comfortable, Lettow says, gesturing to a selection of overstuffed armchairs and settling behind a heavy oak desk. This place is a hall of memories and mementos, paintings, photos, old weapons, strange treasures, many of them of great antiquity and beauty. You see tapestries. You see oh, that's no good. You see a tapestry labeled the Lampago, books in several languages, all sorts of ancient and valuable treasures. And that's all well and good, but I scan the room for a way out in case Lettow is planning something more than a chat. The Lampago, like what they called my sire? I examine the tapestry. How close was Lettow to that creature? Weapons. I love weapons. So many memories. I explore what Lettow has seen and where he's been. Anything worth stealing? I mean, if the opportunity would arise. It's nice to be alone with Lettow for once. Everything that's happened hasn't diminished my fondness for him. How have you been, Lettow? Oh, really? Number 2, Roxy? You don't think it's the last one? That is so much Flort. The Flort is hard in that last one. I do like number 2, though. I knew Roxy's vote was going to change. It's okay. Yeah, 2 I think is the best way to go. Because we need to know the connection. I'm pretty sure we share the same sire. Or the Lampago is his child. That could be bad. The tapestry resembles the unicorn in captivity. I don't know what that looks like. The unicorn in captivity. It's not an adventure. Okay. So unicorn in captivity is just a unicorn in this like circular fence with a tree. The tapestry resembles the unicorn in captivity, but more monstrous and terrible. The Lampago is a kind of man-tiger with a youth's face, beautiful face, and a bestial blood-red body. In this depiction, the Lampago is fighting a trio of armored knights. One claw clutches a maiden, and other women are scattered about the forest, already dead. But there's a placard with commentary, but it's in Polish and Russian. It's fair, I don't speak Polish or Russian. The creature doesn't much resemble your sire. Of course, you never really saw all of your sire at once in bright light. Maybe a creature like this was one appendage of her. It's possible. Nah, it's fine. Flirting is perfectly fine, even with your grandfather, in vampire setting. I should be very specific. The creature doesn't much resemble your... Okay. Photographs line another wall. Lettow in a French airman uniform during the Great War. Paternoster with Thomas Mann and Bertolt Brecht at a restaurant in Santa Monica in 1942. The warlock Jasper Knowles and D'Espine, the Toreador in Las Vegas, smiling in their tacky outfits in 1960. A grim-looking man in a boxy suit, the Ventrue who once ruled Tucson, with a smiling and golden-haired Donald Trump in the fore. I did not expect Donald Trump in this story. In the foreground, Prince Lettow and Dove half hidden behind, 1987. A beautiful black-haired woman on the Spanish Riviera wearing a sun hat under the light of the full moon, 1920. That night, you poached blood dolls from the Archbishop of Marbella, hid in crumbling fortifications that no mortal had seen in 100 years, and you even flew again and crashed again. But the Newport 20 got you safely to Gibraltar and the last secret palace of the Banu Hakim in Europe. And then under the moonlight, Ransom? It's Lettow. Who else would it be? Ransom, the Prince of Tuscon calls you back to the 21st century. You grab his desk, avoiding falling, and look for something in his office. Anything that can recall you to yourself. Yeah, I know. I did not expect Donald Trump. Well, traveled all over the world in those. We traveled all over the world in those nights. Lettow says, looking at the photos, like foolish neonates. And it's not like any of us were young, but that's all over now. I'm entombed here. Not even Dove drives anymore. Dove thinks I'm too merciful as Prince, Lettow goes on, but I don't punish people for who they are. A friend of mine was embraced unlawfully in L.A., and the prince there, LaCroix, I'm sure you know the story, and I didn't destroy my predecessor's childer, uh, you may have noticed. Indeed, those blue bloods are always skulking around upstairs. Well, except for one, after he conspired to consume NVIDIA Call. Why, he thought I would tolerate him drinking another vampire's soul just because of his former status. Anyway, I allow clanless into the Elysium and permit Thin Bloods to traverse my domain and even help them reach Paternoster at St. Basil's Hospital. And in my time as Prince, I have never once called a blood hunt. I choose to believe it is because my people respect me and have committed no crimes that make it necessary. My point, Ransom, is that I'm not going to punish you simply for working for Julian Sim. Well, that's good. Time to lie. I don't work for him. He's bothered me a few times about investments. That's it. I turned him down. I try to feel out the prince's mood and respond appropriately as we talk. Is he honest or is he trying to bait me into confession? That's probably where I'm going. Although my resolve is pretty good, I think. It's a risk to escalate this situation, but my best chance here is to dig in my heels, push back, and admit no wrong. How dare you? I've run your errands, haven't I? I've exposed your spy, didn't I? I stay calm and turn on the charm to persuade Lettow I'm not a threat. Prince Lettow, I can assure you that Julian means you no harm, though, which is technically true, I think. My composure is okay. So manipulation, wits, resolve, and composure. Manipulation, wits, resolve, and my resolve and composure are okay. Intimidation and persuasion. My persuasion is nothing. Oh no, my persuasion is a 1. Huh. Oh yeah? It's fine. I can't turn that up anymore, but I can turn this up some more. Did that help at all? No, that didn't. In fact, that didn't do anything. That's problematic. Let me see what's going on. Because I'm talking louder than I had been, and it's not getting any louder. Is that better? Nope. That is not better. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to do because it's not coming. It's coming in really quiet again. Yeah, like it's not picking up the lower registered for some reason. Is that? Yeah. No, that's not doing anything. I don't know. It's like it quit picking up part of what I was doing. I haven't had this problem before. I'm not sure why it would do that. Huh. Sorry. Yeah, it is because it's like it's not. I wonder if it's. Can I use my camera mic? I probably can. I'm not sure, honestly. I think I've turned off my ability to use my camera mic because it's no good. Let's try this. Is that wow? That is way better. I'm coming in hot, aren't I? Is there a lot of background noise though? I guess I can put on my own headphones and find out. I can see that there's a difference on my. Yeah, there's some fan noise. The fan on my laptop is rough. Oh wow, I'm cutting out. That's really weird. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it like this and see what it does. I seem to be coming in okay. Am I a little loud? Is that better? That looks better. Yeah, I think so. It looks to me like Streamlabs is compensating, and I'm not sure. Um, I'm not sure what to do on this end to fix that, honestly, because I just need to tweak that, and I'm not sure what to do there. So we'll look at that some other time, and I'll fiddle with that later this week, and I'm sure Roxy, you and I will figure it out. But wow, it's doing no, it's okay, it's fine. So I like wits and awareness because I like that response, and I have a decent awareness, but my wits is kind of crap. Um, my manipulation subterfuge is right out. Um, my resolve and intimidation is not terrible, and neither is my composure and persuasion. I like number two a lot, though. Yeah, I'm gonna go with number two. Go with number two. Cool. How do you know Julian, you ask, trying to feel out the prince's mood? Before I was prince, I lobbied to bring Clan Banu Hakim closer to the Camarilla, Prince Lettow says. Under the old Prince of Tucson, you ask? You see the slightest flicker on Lettow's face. That's still a sore spot, but you can use that to your advantage. You keep the subsequent conversation focused on the old prince's downfall, skillfully avoiding the subject of Julian's sim. Though it annoys the Eagle Prince to discuss the ugliness around his predecessor's downfall. The Prince of Tucson turns away from you to study a table littered with mementos, playbills, engine parts, a single cowboy boot, a Koran, a long curved knife still in its turquoise studded sheath. He picks it up, testing its weight, then he says, "Tell me what you know about Ayla." Well, this isn't good. I lie right to Lettow's face, never heard of her. Manipulation subterfuge. Upon Hakim Elder, I recite historical facts and hope that that throws Lettow off the scent. An Asimite, I think, whatever. I try to gauge Lettow's mood and see what he wants before saying too much. Time to throw Julian under the bus and persuade Lettow to think about him, not me. I heard Julian knew her. Need to talk to him. I like the second or the third one for the rolls. Okay, two. Two is good enough for me. Two it is. Two is enough. You recite what you know of Ayla's intersection with history, mostly drawing from your own jumbled memories. Lettow is initially skeptical, but soon seems convinced that you know her chiefly through academic curiosity. We knew each other during the war, he says, and for a little time afterwards. He points to the photo taken on the Spanish Riviera. What does she have to do with you point vaguely towards the street somewhere outside, which Dub and Carlos are probably still watching with worried expressions. As the courier they await does not arrive. Soon, Prince Lettow says. He draws the curved knife, studies the blade, slides it back in the sheath, then steps forward so he's right in front of you. Oh, but first, I have a question for you, neonate. And it's important you answer me quickly and honestly. Do you know that Julian Sim consumed the soul of Ayla? That's good. That's super good. Conflicting emotions crash through you. Some of them aren't your own. They're echoes of the elder you devoured alongside Julian Sim. You remember that night. Julian's courage failed him. He encouraged you to finish the work you began, and you did.
Julian found her and brought you to her, but he did not consume her. When I asked you to answer me quickly, Prince Lettow said, I did not mean after a suitable period of stupefaction. Do not make me grow uncivil. Wow, that's... Whew. Sorry, Dad. If Julian did what you say, I don't know anything about it. I owe Prince Lettow nothing, not even the truth, but he'll get this technical truth if it makes him leave us alone. I know Julian, he wouldn't do that sort of thing. Also technically true, though I know it's because he flinched at the depravity of the act. Listen to me very carefully, Prince. You don't get to throw around accusations like that about my friend ever. That's definitely not the one we're doing. Time to take a risk. I've heard stories about what he did. I might be willing to share them if you offer me something in return. It's true, he devoured an elder and he boasted about it. Let's get Julian off my back for good. Yeah, 4. Yeah, let's go with 4. Just as you start to speak, someone knocks on the door. Prince Lettow ignores it, narrowing his eyes as he studies your face. You feel the power of his blood, and you remember the years spent hiding, afraid your aura would reveal your crimes. But the stains of your soul have faded. After a moment, the Prince of Tuscon steps back, his expression puzzled. The door bangs open. What is it? We found the last courier, Dove said, flat and hard. The Eagle Prince studies you for a moment, then opens his office door. She's dead, Dove tells Lettow as she enters. We found her car 2 blocks away. She crawled into one of the safe houses but couldn't reach the phone. So that's all of them, Lettow says. I'm here. Carlos is here. You are needed here. Maybe we'll send Carlos in his Corolla if we have to, but not you. Did they talk? Dove asks, gesturing at you. Lettow stares at you again. His gray eyes shimmer, and his expression differs from anything you've seen before. Thoughtful, or he almost looks dazzled, like someone touched by kindred mental arts. Who could influence an elder? He shakes his head. Julian didn't consume Ayla, the prince says. I'm sure of it. That's interesting. He stares right at you, and he doesn't figure it out, or does he? His expression is unreadable. The contemplative gaze of a man who's been dead for over 2 centuries. Huh, Dove says. Didn't expect that. So what do we do about Julian Sem? He's just some anarch, Lettow says with a dismissive wave of his hand. But we still don't know where he's operating out of. Isn't that strange? He used to work out of Denver. Where is his lab now? Why don't we know? We have bigger problems, Lettow says. We have to deal with the SI before we end up like Dallas or Flagstaff. Well, if you're not going to destroy this neonate, you might as well put them to work, Dove says. You know that the Second Inquisition tried to recruit me in an AutoZone, right? Pay me, and I'll drive whatever you have wherever you need it. What can I do for the Camarilla? This is getting more and more dangerous. I need to know what's going on. I like 1 and 4 a lot. I wouldn't be opposed to 2 either, honestly. I don't like 3 at all. Four. Cool. Lettow signals for Dove to close the double door. He offers you a strange smile. It seems sincere, but you're not sure why. Your performance here has not been exemplary. Dove is still skeptical, though you've noticed that both she and her ghoul Carlos have lost the immediate hostility with which they once greeted you. They must need you badly. The Second Inquisition has been quiet for years, Lettow says. You may have noticed a recent downturn in your business's courier ransom. That's because many in the local Camarilla were convinced that they had contained the threat. They started sending emails again using phones. I did not. That's why the Viper is still standing. While the Elysium and Flagstaff and Santa Fe and a dozen havens in Dallas are smoking ruins. At least we think they are. There aren't enough couriers left to tell us what happened. I can stop the Second Inquisition. I can hit them so hard that they leave us alone for half a century. But to do that, I need to make 3 more runs over the course of the next month. These are strictly driving jobs. You pick things up or drop them off. I'll pay you $5,000 per job, plus inducements for excellent service, of course. You can deal with them any way you see fit, but they must all be completed within, he looks at Dove, 26 nights. Dove says, she doesn't elaborate. Before we can discuss the work, you know that the Second Inquisition tried to recruit me, right? $15,000 doesn't buy me a new Kia. I need more than that. I'm willing to work, but I need more information, like why the time limit, what happens when it's up. I'll work, but I want something only a prince can give, a cover-up. I need you to make sure the masquerade around me is stronger than it is, so I can work dirty if I have to. Ooh. I like one. I think we need to tell him. I think we need to tell him real bad. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. There. I see everything that happens in my town, Ransom, Lettow says. Dove looks shocked. Can we trust them to... We can trust them not to work for an organization dedicated to eradicating all kindred. To the eradication of all kindred. I want to know about the time limit. I don't care about more money. 15 grand is a lot of money. I'm glad we have an understanding, Lettow says. And again, this is just driving. If you want to get into trouble on the road, you're welcome to, of course. To answer your question, well, every invasion has a timeline, and I've gained access to some of Agent Donati's plans. She reaches Tucson on December 18th. And if she has her way, my city will burn on the 19th. So where am I going, you ask? First, the Toreador de Espine runs a nightclub in Dallas, the Prince of Tucson tells you. A courier was supposed to arrive there with information. He never made it. You need to succeed where your predecessor failed. Second, there's a ruined research facility just across the border in Utah. Jasper Knowles and NVIDIA Call were both involved in research there. So was your sire. Oh, okay. Okay. They did a good job stripping the place, but Knowles left an emergency cache there in case the Inquisition should begin again. I need that cache. Finally, we need to destroy Raramus. No, Dove screams. Other princes would have twisted their underlings' heads off for that outburst, but Prince Lettow just raises a hand. His voice is stern, though, and he says, if that monster awakens, he will march across the desert and draw the attention of every hunter in the United States, Ransom. When you and Julian Sim were fledglings, you provided Raramus with prey. I need you to transport some scanning equipment to his domain so we can find him. A club in Dallas, the same Dallas the Second Inquisition just tore through. What sort of research firm are we talking? I need to be very clear that I'm about what I'm supposed to do around Raramus. No offense, but elders are dangerous and unpredictable. Let's go with that last one. Isn't Raramus technically a Methuselah? Dove asks. No, he's only 7th generation. Okay, so Methuselahs are those of the 6th generation because they're from the long, long ago. Raramus, Rosalon, Androvicus, all these people. He's reciting back to Cain. At least if you believe those Russian Bruja, which I never will, Dove says. Ransom, the Prince of Tucson, says, we need to know Raramus's movements if we are to destroy him before he rises again. But if he does, the Second Inquisition will focus 100% of their forces right here. Right now, they're applying only a little more pressure than usual, and we're in shambles. And that Nosferatu is getting restless. I need you to transport a ground-penetrating radar kit to the desert where he roams. Some of my people will be waiting, but you don't need to stay. Just drop off the equipment at the base. They're deep in the desert, though, so be prepared for a rough road. Okay, so it's a matter of which one we want to do first right now. I think I just want to drop this off real quick. Maybe, who knows. Start wherever you like, Ransom, Lettow says. I'll have more information for you tomorrow night. Oh, and one last thing. Stay off the highways. The SI's contacts in regular government and police agencies are all over them. That'll slow you down, but it's only a 2-night trip instead of 1. That seems to be the signal for your departure. Dove rises and opens the door. You feel Prince Lettow's gaze on your back as you leave, but you and he are separated by so many centuries that you don't know what it means. In that moment, you suddenly feel human again, and you don't like it. You return to your bungalow and park your BMW. That day, you dream of sunrise. Well, at least we shan't die of thirst, Lettow of Reclaw says. I shall thank God for that. You are welcome to thank Muhammad. You roll your eyes, peel off your helmet, and enjoy surprising this green girl whelp. I've seen women before, ma'am. He says, just never so high up. You guard your emotions well, you say. I look forward to seeing how you react to the sunrise. Hues of red and orange are spread across the eastern sky. Ah, dawn. That rosy-fingered bitch, Lettow says, always spoiling an interesting conversation. I suppose you have no secrets to escape it, despite your great age and wisdom. My veins are dry, you say. Well, I can't refuse you shelter, even if we are enemies, the gangrel says. His ankles sink into the sand, and then his hips. Come with me, he says, holding out his hand. You take it, and the sand wraps around both of you as you sink down into the desert, just ahead of sunrise. In the blackness of that tomb, you consider who you are. October 1917. Before this war, you kept to the ways of the Banu Hakim, if not exactly to the ways of the mortal empire in which you exist. And in those times of chaos, you've come to respect the elders and their ways even more. Not just your own elders, even the traditions of the others, the Camarilla, have earned your grudging respect. Prince and Primogen, laws and mutual respect, backed up by the wisdom and the power of the elders. As the world grows more complex in these modern nights, that is the only way Canaanites can thrive. Traditions, however they're called, keep us safe and separate us from savagery and endless war. Traditions and the elders are usually fine, but I will not swear an oath to them unless I must. I defy this false belief. Elders are parasites and their laws are traps, and we must shake off their yoke wherever we can. I like the second one, I think. Actually, I like the first one. Yay! You are no fool. You've met plenty of cruel, selfish oafs among the elders, but the system itself works. And in these modern nights, full of cameras and contrivances, the laws of secrecy, what the Camarilla calls the Masquerade, are the most important, and they must be enforced with the might and wisdom of the elders. You will support those laws if you can. Hey, we got conviction. Where to tonight? We need to feed. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, our hunger is hungry. Spend some money. Do we have good money? What's our inventory look like? Inventory. Oh, yeah, we've got a couple dollars. So we're gonna buy some blood. I just want to double check. Return. Okay, cool. Okay. How much did that cost me to get blood? That was some money, like $700. That's not cheap. Okay, so we have XP, I assume. I don't think we can unlock any more Protean. How much XP? We have 9. We're gonna try and unlock Protean. Yeah, we can't do that. We can't go to level 3. Shoot. Okay. So, sorry. I'm scrolling up and down a lot. I don't think I need to buy anything. I don't really need another vehicle. I'm not going to go buy anything there. Social, mental, physical. I want to work on clandestine. Yeah, I know I need the better house. Turn into the BMW to hear the news. This is Mapamani Shen. You're listening to Mel at Midnight. According to federal sources, a fire set by left-wing terrorists during a failed breakout has torn through the Cam Scheffler detention facility in Texas. I am not hurt. Killing almost 100 prisoners and 30 police officers and first responders. Holy crap. According to Elena Olive Corona of Immigration and Custom Enforcement, detainees have armed themselves and have escaped across Texas to Mel size. I don't know how. I don't know. Threaten the virtue of white women. Look, I have to read this, but you know none of it is real, right? Like whatever happens, don't turn me off. This is a bunch of bullshit. Are you looking to get fit? Stay smart. Paragon Fitness. We pride ourselves on not the skill I wanted. I wanted clandestine. Yeah, I'm gonna leave Paragon Fitness because I really wanted clandestine. Just to double check. I am not. Oh, I am slightly wounded. Let me see if Corbeau. Clandestine. That's what I wanted. And then I'm gonna bump my investigation. Let's go to the Viper. Sorry. I do have a lot of cash. But now I don't have the XP I need to do it. It's fine. We'll do it soon. Yeah, he is offering like 15K. Yeah. Well, so we have to go out into the desert, and I want to look at something truck-like. Well, fart buckets. I have no idea. So that's not going to be good. No. Tacoma, thank you. Tacoma or Ford Ranger. The Ranger's going to be a smaller one. Although it's a Ranger XL. It's also newer. Let's check and see what the price is on it. Durability, maneuverability, speed. It's not bad. It's $9,000, and they want $5,000 for it. Let's see what they want for the Escalade, because I feel like with an Escalade, it gives me somewhere to like hide bigger things that people can't see. The durability is through the roof, and so is the speed. That's going to be expensive. 14 grand. Yeah, I felt that one. Let's check out the Tacoma. Maneuverability is low. It's 1,300. I think I'm going to pick up the Ford Ranger. So all the rest of these are fast cars. They're not. It's a Supra. Oh, it's another sporty car. Yep. Well, I'm going to go with my Ranger. Yeah. And then let's go ahead and heal up and mend my wounds. I want to show my stats. My hunger went up 1, but I'm healed now. It's not damaged. let's go take care of the Nosferatu. Chapter 9. And actually, this is a good place for us to stop at the beginning of the chapter. So Thursday, we've got Illuminated Page. We're going to be in Shanghai. Who knows what they're going to do. I'm always surprised. On Friday, I'll be playing Solasta, Crown of the Magister. And we'll be having fun with that. And then on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and then we'll be back next Tuesday with Tomes of Isolation. Don't forget the 12th and 19th of December, we will be doing a Fate game, Savage Christmas. So come out for that, and we'll have fun there. And otherwise, you guys have a good night, and we'll talk to you Thursday.